What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today at ECA we're going to be talking about the Oscars and our thoughts on, the awards and who won what and the performance.
I believe everyone's seen it, correct?
Yes.
Well, by the time this video comes out, I hope everybody has seen it or gone and seen it.
By the way, there's been so much stuff on Twitter that I think we know.
Yeah, and we have a guest with us. He's been on our podcast a couple times. Eric, say what's up.
Hello.
There we go. All right, that was it.
Or don't say what's up.
That's fine. What's up?
So, to start off, I know me and Josh watched them, like, from halfway of the Oscars to the end, because we were hanging out, and it was on TV, and we were flipping to the channels. So, we watched from the second half to the end. So, we got to see, we saw the big awards.
Yeah.
Like, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Picture, Best
Cinematography.
Cinematography. Those are, like, the big ones. They saved for last. So, we got the privilege to see those live. But what about you guys? Did you get a chance to see them? Or?
I didn't see it live. I was busy that day, but I recorded it and I watched it Monday. They came out Sunday, right?
Yeah, it came out.
It was a Sunday night. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
I was watching the Grizzlies game, so I missed a good portion of it.
Well, pretty much every time a winner won, Twitter went off on that person.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially on some of the winners.
Right.
Yeah.
Some positive, and there was a lot of
negatives.
Yeah. And what about you, Eric?
I don't remember what I was doing Sunday, but I did see a lot of memes. So,
hey, memes are good.
But I mean, I woke up to the news
Twitter
app tells me everything.
Right. So given that this is ECA, we should probably talk about special effects, which
me
and Josh think that it got snubbed.
Yeah.
So
we were watching the live reaction, or the live show, and out of the nominees, it came down for us. It was Endgame and
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
But the other nominations included like 1917.
Yeah. And we went every time like a movie would play, we'd be like, no, yes, for sure, yes. And 1917 was one of the ones where we're like, no.
Right, and before they named the nominations, I guessed out of all the movies, it was either going to be Endgame or Star Wars, and both of those were in that category.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that y'all said that too, because I haven't seen any of these movies that have been nominated. I haven't seen 1917 yet. I haven't seen Ford versus Ferrari yet. I haven't seen Parasite. I haven't seen I haven't seen any of those movies. So when these movies and stuff like y'all said, I bullet it down to Star Wars or Endgame because both are phenomenal.
Yeah, and I have seen them, and I thought it was those two.
But this is in terms of
special effects.
Special effects.
And I mean, our reactions when Endgame came out, and it still is. The last scene of Endgame is still incredible. So me and Josh were thinking it's definitely Endgame. It's between that or Star Wars. And the only reason I even said Star Wars is because Lucasfilms, or I guess Star Wars, has always been on the really good side of special effects.
At least the first trilogy, not necessarily the prequels.
Yeah, even that's the one thing you can say about the trilogies.
Yeah.
The score and the special effects are still top notch.
It's always been the best.
Yeah, and so lightsabers, Palpatine's lightning, all that looks really good. So a lot of it was practical. What was that little guy's name?
Talking about
Boba Frick.
Yeah. So a lot of it was practical. A lot of it special CGI, really good. And it's either or Endgame and 1917 won.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
What was the nomination for? Like the category?
Special effects. So it wasn't a bad movie.
No, but it has nothing to do with it.
No.
It has to do within the realm of special effects. Mm-hmm. And to me, there was a couple movies that won awards that I wouldn't have voted for, but I felt did deserve it. We'll get into that later. For me, this one was not one of those. To me, it didn't deserve to win that category. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of categories that it deserved to win, but not this one.
Right.
So I feel like Endgame is
cinematography.
Right. Endgame and Star Wars got snubbed, in my opinion, because those were not only did it well, they relied on it, and the fact that they relied on it and it pulled it off so well. To me, that's a big reason. Whereas 1917 didn't rely on those special effects. Matter of fact, you look at the special features, a lot of the cinematography and the way that they filmed the movie, it came with a lot of practical effects, literal explosions and actual things that they needed to do to get a certain shot and all that. So there wasn't a lot of CG, or at least not compared to the way that Star Wars and Endgame relied on it. You know what I'm saying?
Endgame, I mean, we've all seen the behind the
And
scenes.
especially, I don't know if Infinity War won last year's special effects.
They do.
That's another snub. So it's like, to me, Infinity War had some of the best special effects I've ever seen.
I think Black Panther won set design.
Do you think that it has to do with the fact that it's a Marvel movie?
Yeah.
And the Academy is
I
choosing...
don't think so, because Black Panther won 3 or 4 Oscars last year, so it has nothing to do with the fact that they're Marvel.
Here's what I think.
Yeah, but the thing about that is, and you can't deny it, in the Academy and pretty much any award show, there is an agenda. Like, you can't just say that there isn't, and there is. There just is. And I'm not trying to say that that's why Parasite won, or that's why.
Well, we're going to get into that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say why that's why Parasite or Black Panther won. It's just saying that it's made up of 8,400 members. A big chunk of them are. Did you know that to be in the Academy, you don't even have to see any of the movies? Last year, when they revealed who said what about each movie, a lot of people didn't even see a lot of the movies. They're just picking this one. And it's just the way it is. And then some people just want to say, like, oh, yeah, this movie was a little different. Let's give it to that. Like, not every movie. I'm not saying that Black Panther didn't deserve it. It did deserve it. Or Parasite. It's just there is a little truth to that, you know? And the Academy, I think, does not like Marvel. Like, they just don't. They don't like anything that isn't, like... how do you say, like
a drama, serious.
Yeah, because like there's this one anime movie called Call Me Your Name. It's called
Call
Your
Me
Name.
By Your Name.
No, that's a different movie. It's just called Your Name. And it was distributed by Funimation. They're the people who do Yu-Gi-Oh! And Ninja Turtles and kitty shows. Dragon Ball Z. So because it was distributed by Funimation for America, the Academy immediately turned it down for Best Animated Film, which I think it should have won. And it ended up winning a bunch of film festivals, but it never even got considered by the Academy.
Not even considered for, like, Best Animated Feature?
No, not even considered, not even nominated, because it was distributed by Funimation, which is, it's like judging a book by its cover.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Funimation, right. So, in my opinion, it's just from the past, when it comes to, like...
There's an agenda that they kind of try to...
To me, just to me, when it comes to, like, your... I don't know, Marvel movie, your typical Marvel movie, like an Avengers, they just don't look kindly to it. The only thing they would give it to, in terms of nominees, is special effects, which is, I mean, we've seen the behind the scenes. The whole set is green screen. The costume, Spider-Man, Tom Holland, but nobody ever complains about it because, you know, people complain about CGI, they want more practical effects, but nobody complains about the CGI in Marvel movies because they're so top-notch. They're the best of the business. That and Star Wars, and they're both under Disney.
Right.
So when people see Iron Man, they see Robert Downey Jr. with the Iron Man suit on. Nobody ever, I mean, we all know it's fake, but nobody ever says it didn't look good. It didn't look real.
Right.
It does look real. That's what makes it awesome. When it gets to the point where CG is so good that you don't even notice it. That's the best CG, when you don't even notice it. So when you make a whole movie based on that, especially the climactic ending of a movie that's based off of 10 years of other movies, no, yeah, I think it's snubbed. Over 1917, which was great, it just wasn't what Endgame had, in my opinion. I'm not trying to say that. But no, yeah, I definitely think Endgame deserves special effects, like, without a doubt.
See, I think a different... What I see is the timing of it. Endgame came out in April.
Yeah.
This is February, and Endgame was a part of that. Endgame came out right after last year's Oscars.
Mhm.
So I feel like a lot of the people who did see it, a lot of the people who were nominating for it and voting on it, I feel like they were like, Endgame, when did that come out again? Oh, or in April? That's far away.
So you're
But
saying
you know that-
recency bias.
Yes, I really do. Because 1917 just came out.
Yeah.
So people were like, right off the top of your head, 1917, wow, that was a great movie. I love that movie. Let's vote for that.
So you're saying if Endgame came out in November and then 1917 came out in April, you think there could have been something different?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because in my opinion, I think Endgame should have easily just like outdone the rest of those for that category.
For that category.
Yes.
That's very
Yes,
interesting.
yes. For that category at least.
Very interesting.
Because you look at the winners. They're all recent movies. they're all movies that came out in at least 1 to 2 month span, maybe 3 if you want to push it. All the other ones, like, okay, for instance, when did Black Panther come out last year? February.
2018.
That was, and then
February.
2018, and then the Oscars.
I don't know if it won special effects though, but
Well, it still won Oscars.
It shouldn't have, because that last 30 minutes was rough.
yeah.
Mhm.
It was like
But
a video game.
I mean, but still, it still came out close enough to the Oscars where people
Actually,
it was still,
no, it didn't, because the Oscars in 2018, that came out at least a month. The movie came out a month before the Oscars premiered, I think.
No, the movie came out in February.
February, but then the
Like,
movie,
mid-February.
I think the movie got awards in 2019.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Because it's
So-
considered
so I
after.
Yeah, because, so, I think,
Because, 2019 is a recap of 2018.
Yeah, but that's
Right.
what I'm
They
saying.
They,
That's what I'm
they
saying.
got the award then.
There's like a small portion of people that with an agenda. Like that came out before Endgame did, and but let's if we're being like, it's more remembered because of the impact they had on Marvel movies. Whereas Avengers, it is the end of the Avengers, as we know. But in terms of impact to culture, it really didn't have any, besides making the most money.
right.
Besides that, though, but I could argue that Black Panther had more of an impact. Like, more people came to see Black Panther over and over again than they came to see Avengers.
Oh, I agree
Even though
with that.
Avengers sold way more than any movie ever to ever exist. People was... we had Black Panther in our theaters way longer than we had Endgame. Like, so... Because of the talk, where it lasted that entire year... over the summer, leading up to the Oscars, people had that on their mind.
Well, it's because of the culture that it, like the impact that it had on
that's
different
what I'm saying.
cultures.
Yeah,
So,
the impact. So people had it on the back of their mind the entire year leading up to the Oscars. Whereas Endgame rode this wave for about 2 months, 3 months, but then by the time fall hit, people were talking about Joker, Ford versus Ferrari,
Wars,
the
yeah.
Oscar bait movies that people knew were going to be Oscar bait. Parasite came out during that summer. Once Parasite came out, people were just... Oh, that's it for movies. That's the best movie of this year, right there.
So let's go ahead and move on to the next couple categories, because we have a couple we got to cover in a span amount of time. So we're going to go to score.
Yeah.
Best original score, which obviously Hilda...
Now, me and Josh said all of 5 were pretty good.
No, they all could have won.
Yeah.
And Joker was the one that actually won.
Yeah.
Did you feel like, around the room, we've all
Who
seen
were
Joker,
the
right?
nominations again?
John
Star Wars,
Williams for
right?
Star Wars, Alexandre Desplat for...
What was that movie? Was it Little Women?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was Little Women. Yeah.
Let me...
And then it was Hilder for Joker, 1917 score.
There's music in that movie.
Oh, well, there was. And then the 5th one was...
Was it? It wasn't Ford versus Ferrari, because I know that had the sound editing.
I don't think so.
That was
but
in there.
But they were all good nominees. But we kind of agreed it should go to Joker.
I was texting Dom during that, and I said, oh, Joker won. I was like, it's
Oh
not
yeah,
even a competition.
the 2 that me and Josh agreed on that Joker should win, both won.
Both won,
So
yeah.
so we were like yes, and shout out to the Wednesday Poll List, who, and I quote, said Joker didn't deserve a single nomination. It's time for you to eat crow, because it did deserve a nomination. It deserved many nominations, and it won 2. The one of the ones that I think it should have won. So yeah, definitely goes to Joker. Like that was a good choice.
So
Yeah,
best
it was a
score,
good award.
the nominees were Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917,
Marriage
and Star Wars.
Yeah, the only
Again,
one
another
we didn't-
movie I didn't see, Marriage Story. So.
Yeah, this is the one where we were like, eh, but the other 4 we were like, yes. But yeah, no. And then the thing that I hated on Twitter is after Hilder won, people were like, Joker winning best score? Ugh. And then they were like, when I find out it's a woman, and then they were like all happy. I'm like, really? Really? Like,
It's
people are
pathetic.
so quick to judge because it's Joker. But it's
Right.
a woman, so let's like it. Like, those people are just really annoying. You should just take a work of art. It doesn't matter if she was a woman or a man. It doesn't matter if she was a person of color or anything. It should just focus on the music, with the work that they did, not who the person is. And in my opinion, Joker
I
Yeah,
completely
it
agree.
was
Yeah.
great. She actually deserved it, so congratulations.
Yeah, and she
to
was
her.
very humble, like on the stage.
Right,
I
and
mean-
I think she made history too. I think she is the first woman to win in that category.
Mhm.
So,
And it was
Right.
greatly deserved. It wasn't
Yes.
one of those like, oh, well, she needs to represent. No. She deserved it.
Yeah,
clearly.
she did.
Mhm.
And that leads me to the next thing is Best Actor. Do you feel,
Yeah.
because of course when we saw the movie, all over Twitter was constant, Joaquin needs to win the Oscar.
Right.
This is an Oscar-winning performance. This is Oscar-worthy. Those were the constant things we were listening to. That was the constant, like, everyone was saying that. pretty
yeah, I
much.
think we
I'll
all
say
had that
him.
reaction after we all went to go see it, saying like, "Oh, he's gonna get
On
nominated
top of
for
the
an
awards
Oscar.
that he was already winning besides the Oscars.
Yeah, like he had Golden Globe.
So this was
So
the
this
one.
was basically like he basically like swept all the awards that he was nominated.
This
for.
was the one that
Billie
we
Eilish
felt.
of the Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one that we felt. This is the one that he really needs to
Deserved.
I
win.
think he needed that or either Adam Driver in Marriage Story for Best Actor. I
Okay.
would say
Okay.
either of those. I'd say they were
Now
tied for me.
I watched Marriage Story yesterday, and I can see why Scarlett and Adam were
They
nominated.
killed it.
It was
Their chemistry
good.
together was like so good. It
Right.
was like, my goodness.
And,
amazing.
other than Scarlett and Adam, I can see why Laura Dern got that Oscar for Best Supporting Actress
Yeah.
in that movie.
Well,
Well-
no, Best Supporting Actress went to
no, Laura Dern.
went to Brad Pitt and Once
Best
Upon a Time.
Supporting
supporting
Actress was Laura
Oh,
Dern.
actress.
Actor.
Oh, right.
Which I
right.
agree with because I feel like Brad Pitt shined more
Yes.
than Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio.
Leo was like, I wish I had.
But Leonardo DiCaprio, he still killed it in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I still need to watch that
Um,
movie.
But of those movies, Adam Driver, Antonio Banderas, and playing.
Well, let me
Antonio
ask this.
Banderas,
I have a
yeah.
good question for this. If it wasn't going to be Joaquin Phoenix to win, would there have been another person that you felt you would have been okay with if they had won?
Adam
So, of
Driver.
course, the
Adam
other guys-
Driver,
That's the
like
thing.
anybody in that category could have got that.
That's
They
what
were
I was
all-
saying.
Because
Yeah.
all of them were so good in their performances.
Mhm.
And so that's how I feel about the Oscars this year. Like, I wasn't mad at anybody winning because it seemed like each one of them was
It was
well
all
deserved.
fair.
And
Like-
if somebody else
well-deserved,
won it,
yeah.
I wouldn't be mad
And-
either.
As a whole, I think 2019 had way better movies than 2018. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
just did as a whole. But in my opinion, Joaquin Phoenix was above them, and then the other four were at the same level.
But it was a high
But
level.
it was
Yeah,
still,
no,
they were
I'm not-
still
but
But
great.
you're
Yeah.
saying Joaquin was just
like
another
if
level.
Joaquin was at 100, these guys were 95.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
but like
so-
Joaquin was just.
Yeah, it was just it had that little extra oomph in it.
Yeah.
And the clips that they played when they were naming the nominations, I mean, they didn't even pick the most
Some of the
iconic
more
scenes.
iconic scenes.
Yeah, they didn't pick the Murray scene. They didn't even
I
pick.
forgot to punch out. That's
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they played the one that hit me, probably Josh, was the one when he was talking to Thomas Wayne in the bathroom,
Yeah.
and you could see the
Oh, they picked that
emotion.
one? I thought-
Yeah, they played that scene
Oh.
when they were naming the nominations, and I was like, right there, it reminded me of what I experienced when I first saw the movie. I was like, oh yeah. I first had a little doubt, but I was like, nah, it's Joaquin Phoenix for sure. And yeah, he won.
Do you
for
feel like
sure.
you would have been upset if he had lost?
A little, but not that the other guys aren't bad. It's just
Yeah.
It would have been one of those where it's like okay, like I'm glad this guy won.
But it should have been.
But it should have been.
yeah,
you
they're
know.
all of like super.
That's
good
how I
caliber.
feel about the Best Actress category. Because I feel
Now-
like, so the person who won Best Actress was Renee Zellweger for portraying Judy Garland. So I can understand like why she like got the Oscar, because she portrayed like a actress, a historical figure basically in a way. But I feel like not a lot of people have heard of this movie because I haven't heard of it.
I've
And I heard
I
like
haven't
a
heard of it.
lot of people haven't been talking about it. So I was like, how? So when awards season started coming, I was like, how's she getting these awards? Like, I haven't heard this film or
Well,
anybody else.
That's the thing. I'm not trying to sound mean, but that's why we can't. That's why the public isn't allowed to vote
Yeah.
because they're not informed. Like, do you know how many people started watching Parasite after?
Oh, I
he
know.
won? And then
That's
you know
on my
how many
list
people-
for this week.
Do you know how many people turned it down when they said it's in Korean? Ugh, I don't want to watch this. They
Oh, I
turned-
don't want to
I
read
saw
subtitles.
like
Yeah.
somebody posted a screenshot of the reviews on Amazon saying like, "Why is this in Korean? They should be speaking American." Blah 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 blah.
There's a
blah.
whole video of this dude.
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
one that I sent you.
And
Talking about Robert Storms?
yeah,
Yes.
and it just goes to show you like.
Let me
There's the
shut up.
goods and bads to the Academy. The good is they do have more knowledge about the movies that are really good.
Well, we're going to get into that at the very end because that's our main topic is Best Picture.
Okay.
So try to reserve that because
Okay,
we'll
yeah,
get into that. So we're gonna jump into best cinematography, best directors, and then we'll talk about best feature or best film. Sorry.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump into cinematography. Of course, the nominees were 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Irishman, Lighthouse, and Joker. And of course, Roger Deakins is no stranger to the best cinematography, right?
Right.
It's Roger Deakins. I mean, he's like the dude for that.
Yeah.
And of course, he
Which
won.
one did he?
1917. Do you feel like it was deserved? Again, that's like the main
I
question.
feel like it was well deserved.
Me and Christian sat through that movie and were in awe of just how well it was filmed. It felt like there was no cuts. It was just, it felt like one long take. Now, there was little cuts that was very
subtle.
Yeah, like you really had to
if
pay
you're
attention.
looking for it, but if you're not looking for it, if you just watch
You were
the
like,
movie,
wait, was there a cut in this movie? It felt like it was just one take. The camera was following these two guys in World War One. That's what it felt like, and it was so brilliant. And if you look at the special effects of how they take some of these shots, it's just so like, it's really incredible.
Yeah.
And so I did.
in my opinion, the cinematographer in that movie was more involved than the director, than the producers.
He was the biggest reason for the movie.
Yeah, I mean, he was like putting that movie on the spot.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And on top of that, the movie had good story and everything. Good story, good acting, but cinematography really shined.
I'll go to one category, which was kind of a surprise to me, and it was best animated film. Now I was surprised that Toy Story 4 got it, because I don't think at the big award shows like Golden Globes or the BAFTAs or any other of those other shows, I don't think Toy Story 4 won any of them. It mainly went to what's that other film? It was the one that Hugh Jackman was
The Missing
in.
Link.
Yes,
The Missing Link.
Missing Link. I was thinking Missing Link was going to get that Oscar.
I was thinking it was gonna get it because it's quirky, it's weird, it's artsy, it's different. So and then there's the tried and true Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
But funny enough, because my YouTube's always listening to me, Toy Story 4 reviews started popping up on my YouTube feed from Jeremy Jans and Chris Stuckman, and I rewatched them. And after watching the reviews, and I came out just like 7 months ago when the movie initially came out, I was like, oh yeah, Toy Story 4 definitely deserved it, because they both said the same thing. Like they thought it was gonna end with a trilogy, but then the fourth, like nobody really needed the fourth one.
Right.
But then they watched the fourth one and they're like, huh, they increased the relationship between Bo Peep and Woody. The third movie was about Andy growing up, letting go of the toys. The fourth movie is about Woody growing up, letting go of the group. Like, there's so many themes, and it had little funny elements of like horror, and there was adult jokes in there, and it was just an animation's never been better. Like, I mean, looking back at it, I'm like, I deserved it.
Yeah, so it was just a shock to me. Like, I'm happy that they won because I love Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
It was just a shock to me. And what's another category? Well, did y'all like pay attention to like original song?
Ellen John wrote,
Elton, yeah, Rocket Man.
Yeah, that was a good
That was
film.
a good
So-
job.
And then, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just going to move on to the next topic.
And then I know. Do we want to talk about Eminem and his performance?
Thank God he did that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so there's a reason why he performed at the Oscars. Everybody was like, oh, why is he performing at the Oscars?
Surprise's performance.
No, because he actually won the Oscar back in 2001 for Lose Yourself. But he wasn't at the Oscars that year.
No, he
when
didn't.
Won.
He has publicly stated that he does not like the Oscars because he thinks it's more of a publicity kind of.
The Grammys.
No, he said that about the Grammys.
He said,
but
he does think the same thing about the Oscars.
He feels the same way about any award show.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, the reason why he didn't go is because he was watching cartoons with his
Right.
dad.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I thought everyone knew that. Like I thought everyone knew.
I was the same way.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm like people that really don't
when
know
people
that?
thought that was weird, I was like, no, he snubbed them for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like, he
I
did
was
that
like,
for a
oh, I
reason.
guess.
Like, no, because it didn't pop up in my mind. I was like, oh, why is he performing at the Oscars now? I was like, that's right, he got an Oscar back in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then, so he didn't perform then, so I guess he just started like, why not perform this song now, like 17, 18 years
And I think it's
later
funny,
now.
too, that, like, everyone... The main topic on Eminem's performance was, oh, look at the crowd, look at that, like... hey, for one, half of those people in the crowd are probably like, what's going on? Like, M does not care. He got
Scorsese.
he got paid.
I know,
to do
you
that.
saw him. He was asleep.
He got paid to do that, and he does not care.
What's her name?
I was gonna say they stood up for him at the end.
Oh, no, yeah.
Not
Like,
Billy, it was somebody else.
And they've only stood up twice before the ending. Was for Martin Scorsese when Bong Joon-ho was like giving him a shout out.
Yeah.
And then when Eminem performed. And then on top of that, when the end of the Oscar.
But yeah, Eminem's performance, like, I was just mainly looking at everybody else in the audience.
The reaction, like
I know.
them
I saw
singing.
Brie was singing along, and Gal Gadot, she was like moving her body.
So many people were singing.
And Dina Menzel, like they said, like she enjoyed it, but at first she was like looking confused, just like,
What's happening?
What's going on
Why is
here?
that performing?
I guess
why is there hip hop?
I guess somebody told them.
Scorsese was asleep.
All right, guys, we got to move on to the last two topics, which is Best Director. We'll quickly go through that one real quick, and then we'll jump into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
So we have Bong Joon-ho, who won for Best Director. We also had Quentin Tarantino, no stranger, Todd Phillips, Martin Scorsese, no stranger, and then Sam Mendes. And of course, we all know what movies they did respectively.
Yeah.
And I think me and Christian have seen, and I think Darren have seen all of these movies.
Yeah.
I've seen The Irishman. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah,
saw
I've
that.
seen all.
Okay, so I've seen all these movies, so I know firsthand if any of these deserved it. Do any of these deserve nominations? Yes.
Yeah.
Do any of these deserve the actual winner for Best Director? I think yes.
Yeah.
I think they're all really good. Bong Joon-ho was the winner, and of course we're going to get into that for Best Film or
Yeah.
Best
Best
Picture,
Picture.
whatever.
There was eight nominees.
Yeah.
Which is everything has 5 except for Best Picture. It's 8. So it's literally the top
do you have
8.
any quick thoughts about Bong Joon-ho winning that director?
I was just gonna say I thought they were gonna give it to Ford Ferrari or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because I thought they were gonna be safe.
Well, Ford vs. Ferrari wasn't a nominee for director.
No, I'm talking about. I'm moving on to Best Picture. For Best Director, yeah, obviously.
And you would agree that all were deserving.
Oh yeah, all of them were deserving. But no, I was like, yeah, it goes Bong Joon-ho. But for Best Picture, I thought they were gonna go safe and go with Ford vs. Ferrari or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because Once Upon.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. If you read the card on the screen, I'm sure we're going to put something up. It says that our time ran out, so we're going to get back to where we were on topic, and it was on Best Picture, which obviously was Bong Joon-ho's Parasite. And Christian was saying that he not only is it that he won is the first feature
For a foreign film.
foreign film to win Best Picture. And you were saying that what?
Well, no, I was just saying it's what's international film.
Yeah, they changed the
That's
title
right, I
of
forgot
the
about
Best
that.
International Film.
Because it's less, I don't know, degrading, which I kind of agree on. I like that name better. It's more, it's better. But no, he won Best Director, Best International Film, Best Picture, and then Best
Original Screenplay.
Oh, screenplay, yeah. Beating Knives Out, which I thought was going to win.
Oh yeah, I love
So
Knives Out,
he
too.
walked away with
4.
Him and his team walked away with 4.
So like, cause you know like how can I explain it? But like all those Oscars, they're his. So he walked away with 4 Oscars that night, which is basically history in itself. Cause I don't think nobody else as just one individual can walk out with that many Oscars in one night.
Moral of the story: he walked away with a fat wallet.
Yeah,
And a lot of calls.
And he's me and Josh like this is like he came out the park swinging. I mean, this is like LeBron. Like, I mean, he's gonna get calls. He's gonna get his IMDb list is gonna be filled up for 2020. I mean, he's gonna be working on.
I have a question for everyone in this session right now. It's we've already talked about how the Grammys and some of the other award shows is very agenda based. They try to do they try to be very PC. In the past, they have. Do you think that Parasite largely won to not be called Oscar so white, #Oscar so white, or do you think they won because they really deserved it and the Academy awarded them because they deserved it? Which one do you see? Because, like I said, that was a very famous thing that happened last Oscars, that #Oscar so white. How they said everyone that was white was winning pretty much. So do you think that Parasite won because of that or because it really deserved it? And I'll start with JT. And of course, you haven't seen the movie.
I've never seen the movie, but from what I read about the movie and what I know about it, and then of course, like you mentioned, like last year's, I kind of want to say that I think the people who put on the Oscars and like the voters and stuff, I think they were happy that this happened because it's almost like we can give it to a foreign and it won and it deserves it. Like they're like cheering because it's like, yes, we don't want to look racist or we don't want to look bad on it. We can give it to a safe, like you said, safe choice, but it deserves it and it's a foreign. Boom, we're safe. I think it was for them. It was their safest choice to not get criticism, but there was still criticism. I mean, you're gonna get criticism for anything, but
Anyway,
I mean, I'd have to see the movie to actually. I mean, I've heard it deserves it. It jumped up in ratings, and everybody's seen it. So, I mean, I just think it was their safest, like for sure bet. So.
I'd say that about says it for all of us, honestly.
Yeah.
We don't even need to go on because that's it right
Because
there.
I just think it's because it's just honestly just a good film, and then it happened to win Best Picture. So
See, I just look at it as they have it all on a whiteboard, and they're like, okay, who did this? Who did that? Look at this. Parasite. Well, they did.
But no
give
one
us,
was when they called out Parasite. No one was like, "Oh, are you serious? Parasite won? Come on."
Well, I saw a lot of people say that.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying I'm curious to know if any of you guys felt that way. Because
No,
there was
I
a lot
just-
of angry people on
I
Twitter.
thought
I wasn't
that.
angry. I was expecting it throughout the show because they just kept on getting more awards and more awards.
No, me and
So I was
Christian
just
weren't
like,
expecting it.
I'm
We were
just like,
shocked.
Parasite is going to win, but you never know because it's the Oscars. Because you think one thing, but then the Academy is going to say another thing. It's kind of like what was it? I think it was either 2017 or 2018 when everybody thought La La Land got Best Picture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it turned out Moonlight actually won.
They
So-
even messed up and they gave
Right.
it to La La Land.
Land.
And then they were
the
like,
producer
"Yo,
was
wait a
like,
minute."
"Oh, I'm sorry, it was
It was
Moonlight."
Moonlight.
And everybody was just looking confused and like,
You're like, what?
That's a little.
Like even La La Land like went up on
the stage, like they got their Oscars.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, "Oh, Moonlight is actually yours."
What if they did that for Parasite?
At that point, I'd be like,
Oh.
no, you're staying up here.
Oscars are canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, no, I've
And
seen
then
the
get
movie.
back up here.
yeah, that would
Yeah.
have been a bad look on them.
Me and Josh have seen the movie. We weren't mad. We saw it. We didn't think it was gonna
We
win.
were shocked.
Yeah, we were shocked.
We were
We
very
didn't think it was gonna win, but we were not mad because we were looking at it and I was like, you know what? That was a good freaking movie.
It was deserving.
It was deserving.
And I don't think
Like
it was
you
just a.
like,
I don't think it was just a political statement.
No,
I really don't think so.
I really think it deserves. Like, there may be a small.
I'm saying
you
that,
can't say that without a doubt. There was none.
I'm saying, by the majority of the people that voted for it, I don't think it was
Yeah,
for
no.
PC.
The majority-
I think it really did think it was a good film.
right. I thought so.
so
too.
you guys weren't angry that?
No,
that-
See,
no.
coming
It was-
from people who watched the movie, and
Right.
all said that, from someone watching it on the couch and it won, I was like, well, I wonder why it won.
Mhm.
Like, obviously it's a good movie. It won all these awards. But, like you said, there's one outlier in all of those movies. And Parasite, I mean, it has that outlier from a foreign, director and everything. Like I said, I feel like when they were voting, they were kind of like, we can't get in trouble for this. And it was really good. Let's just do this.
So
Sorry.
overall, did you think it was a pretty solid Oscars?
Yeah, I think. What about you? Yeah, I think so.
Any thoughts on this, Eric? Did you even watch the Oscars?
You know,
Maybe you didn't
Oscars?
hear me say I don't remember what I was doing. I've been working, sleep.
Did you think it was overall successful?
Yeah, I enjoyed the Oscars this year.
All right.
Yeah,
Sounds
and
good.
and who cares about awards? Like Oscars is great. It's great, but don't use it as validation
Right.
to
To go see a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't use it as, oh, I'm gonna go see this movie because it won Best Picture, or oh, I hate the Oscars because my movie didn't win Best Picture. If you do that for anything, Grammys, Oscars, Golden Globes, that's kind of sad.
Do you
Just-
really have a taste?
Yeah, my favorite movie of 2019, believe it or not,
Wasn't even nominated
yeah,
for anything.
it was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The only thing that got nominated.
Wait, what? No.
My
I
bad,
thought-
see the bad. I keep getting it mixed up. They're both long names. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. The only thing he got nominated for was Best Supporting Actor, Tom Hanks, and he didn't even win. He just got nominated. That was my favorite movie of 2019. After that would be Joker, and after that would be Endgame. And that's just me. And then obviously it goes into Ford vs. Ferrari, all the other ones. But I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not like throwing a fit. I'm not using the Oscars to
Like
push
some people are.
my personal agenda and disliking anyone who doesn't dislike what I like. At the end of the day, it is what it is. If you like a movie, that's okay. If you dislike a movie, that's okay. But don't use the Oscars as your scapegoat.
Yeah, so I know after watching the Oscars, for me, I actually like want to see some of these films. Like this was the first Oscars. Was like, okay, I'm gonna actually watch some of these films. Like I watched Marriage Story yesterday. I'm gonna watch Parasite later on this week. I'm gonna watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood later this week. Like that all seemed like good films. Like I want to
And
watch.
they are all
They're very
great.
fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I just want to say thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
See y'all.